Alright guys, welcome back to another Zenless Zone 0 update video on the channel. With brand new info for the incoming 2.1 patch, we now have huge kit changes for both Alice and YUZUHA, the incoming 2.1 banner characters. We just got patch notes for a huge kit update for Alice. They did basically an overhaul of her kit, as well as they made additional changes to YUZUHA's kit, and also both of their W engines got updated as well. So let's go over all the latest 2.1 banner character changes in this video. And also, if you guys want to be kept updated on everything Zenless, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also put those notifications on for 24/7 news coverage for Zenless. But alright, now let's check out these new kit changes. Starting with the big one, Alice got a pretty huge kit update, basically a kit overhaul as they named it, which I'm quite interested to see myself, as Alice is a pretty hype incoming character, an upcoming anomaly physical DPS character, providing big damage to the team as the role of a main DPS. So let's see what Alice is all about with the new kit changes. They removed mechanics and they also gave her brand new ones. So here is a summary of the changes, starting with the mechanics that got removed. Alright, so a few things that they removed. We have the previous crit based damage that got removed. Previously, she had Forced Assault on EX Special Chain and Ult that got removed as well. She had Sword Key Gauge replaced with New Sword Etiquette Gauge, so a brand new gauge. Previous Defense Shred effects removed from Core Skill, it got moved to her M1. That one is kind of unfortunate. Now you have to get the M1, another copy of Alice, in order to get the Defense Shred. And I remember when I did the full Alice kit breakdown video last week, I was saying how good it is that we have the Defense Shred in the core skill, but now that got moved up. But hopefully the new mechanics will make up for it. And lastly, the core skill stat gain changed to Anomaly Mastery, 142 Anomaly Mastery at max level. So these are all the mechanics that got removed from what we previously saw in the kit breakdown. So I'm gonna have to make a follow-up on this once we have the full kit details. I'll do a full kit breakdown covering her complete entire kit, as it's going to be looking a lot different from what we saw a few weeks ago. Now going over the new mechanics, so let's see what the new stuff they added here. So the first one, Alice dealing damage will accumulate her own sword etiquette gauge up to 300. So basically, this is referring to a similarity with Evelyn's gauge. So for those who want to imagine what the new gauge is going to look like, it'll look like Evelyn's gauge. Alright, so the second mechanic here, Alice inflicting a normal assault or any character triggering a disorder, sword etiquette plus 6, and there's 6 out of 300. We saw it goes all the way up to 300, so every time you do a normal assault or any character triggers a disorder, this will then fill up her gauge by 6. Now the other mechanic, Hold Basic, consumes sword etiquette, and for every 100 etiquette that she uses, she gains 1 Stardust, similar to what Evelyn gauge does. And now for what Stardust is, when Alice has the Stardust, when any teammate triggers any anomaly, Alice consumes 1 Stardust and inflicts a Polar Assault, similar to the Vivian Fetters for any Vivian mains out there. Now for what the Polar Assault is, it will cause disorder with any element, including regular assault. Alright, so I just want to make sure here to clarify, you have the gauge, which fills up by sword etiquette. You reach 300 sword etiquette, and then you can hold the basic attack to consume the sword etiquette. For every 100 points that you consume, she gains 1 Stardust, and then once she has the Stardust, any teammate that triggers an anomaly, Alice will then consume it and do the Polar Assault, which will cause disorder with any element. Now, unlike Yanagi's Polar Disorder, Alice's Polar Assault will overwrite the current anomaly. That is really interesting. Now, while enemies are inflicted by physical attribute anomaly, aka the flinch effect, Alice adds a dot effect, damage over time, equal to 6% of original assault damage per second. So here Alice has dot effects in her kit, which is pretty interesting. The effect is equal to 6% of original assault damage per second, which should do some pretty good damage over time. Now, when physical attribute anomaly has been disordered, for every 1 second of flinch remaining, increases disorder by about 43%. And lastly, when Alice triggers an assault, can be Polar Assault as well, and increases her anomaly buildup rate by 26% for 20 seconds. For every point of Anomaly Mastery over 140, increases her AP by 1.5. So you definitely want to build her with a lot of Anomaly Mastery as much as possible. And yeah, these are all the new changes that he did to Alice. with the kit overhaul and the remove mechanics. And at a later date, once we have the full correct translations of her kit, I'll do a separate breakdown to fully see her entire kit with these new changes in it. Alright, up next will be the W engine changes and the Yuzua changes. So I actually want to go over the Yuzua changes first. So according to this info here, they really didn't change that much. She's relatively unchanged. Basically, a few changes here. One of them is candy fright duration and buff duration increased to 40 seconds, previously being 30 seconds, so a 10-second buff on that. Her attack requirement got buffed up a bit, went from 3,000 to 3,400. The buff is the same that she provides to the team: 1,200 attack, 15 generic damage, 20% anomaly buildup rate, and anomaly and disorder damage bonus scaling off AM. Swapped M1 and M2, so they basically swapped the effects, nothing too crazy. M2, they buffed it though, provides additional anomaly mastery buildup rate and damage. And then what else we have here? We have Trailblazer will now automatically attack when Yuzuha is off field. I believe this is referring to the raccoon. The raccoon is a mechanic similar to Lucy, so because of that, the Kaboom W engine will be really good on her. That's a pretty good win. And now fewer aftershocks as well. So Yuzuha's kit changes, nothing too crazy. She should be looking really strong as a physical support character. For me, Yuzuha is a character I'm looking forward to the most. You guys let me know down below, which character are you most excited for? Alice, Yuzuha, or the other characters? Let me know. Alright, lastly, going over the W engine changes for both Alice and Yuzuha. I actually had to re-record this as they just made some hot fixes and completely changed the effects of these W engines. So here are the new ones. Starting with the new W engine for Yuzuha, when the Equipper's EX special attack deals physical damage, anomaly mastery increases by 30 all the way up to 48 with max dupes for 30 seconds. And when the Equipper's aftershock hits enemies, increases the entire team's anomaly proficiency by 60 for 30 seconds. The duration refreshes when triggered. So yeah, that's going to be definitely really good on Yuzuha. Energy gain 60%. Her as a support, she does want to ult as soon as possible, so really good. Now for Alice, receiving the most changes, the new main stat is now 30% as she doesn't scale off of crit anymore. And now the Equipper's anomaly mastery is increased by 60 when the Equippers inflict assault on enemies. Anomaly proficiency is increased by 20 for 30 seconds, max 2 stacks, duration is refreshed, and when the Equippers enters combat, immediately gain 2 stacks of this effect. So these are the W engine changes for both Alice and Yuzuha. So yeah guys, these are pretty much all the latest kit changes for both Yuzuha and Alice. Alice receiving the most changes. She no longer crit based, all in anomaly mastery and AP. No longer defense shred outside of M1, makes assault and disorder assault stronger, and she can automatically trigger disorder for teammates off field, similar to the Vivian Feathers. So because of that, she won't be needing crit anymore. But this might be actually pretty good as crit is generally harder to build and now anomaly mastery should be a lot easier. So we'll see how that goes if it goes to launch. I'll do a full kit breakdown really soon. Stay tuned for that, but until then, that is all for this video. So if you guys enjoyed, like the video, subscribe, put those notifications on. The second phase for 2.0 is soon approaching, so I'll do an update video on that in the next few days. But until then, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you all in the next one.